We're nerds.
Some people accidentally have, sex tapes or whatever leak on the internet. For you, it was a Panem map. But
we're the biggest. We had no idea it would even come to this, that people would even like it. When I found out she posted it, I'm like, oh God, everyone's gonna hate us because of whatever, their own personal opinions about how Panem looks. So I was really surprised and thankful that people actually liked it and agreed with what we thought.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we're going to do. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Keep going.
I was just going to say it was definitely a surprise for me. Like, I posted it and went right to sleep, and then I woke up and, my email inbox is completely flooded with, like, all these comments and people posting it on Tumblr, and very surprising and kind of unnerving. I was joking, Meg and I were joking, it felt a little bit like being reaped and suddenly, like, having all this attention you didn't really want.
So what I was going to say is something we had talked about, and Savanna can confirm this or not.
Yes.
I'm leaving it up to her, this decision. But we were thinking about, for each new podcast, using your map and just kind of putting dots on the map of where the callers have been from. So we can continue to give this past midnight creation of yours some more attention, and you can wake up to more flooded inboxes. That's our goal. So is that right, Savanna?
It is, yeah, and I think I asked them about that, and they were all for it, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's totally fine. My one concern would be, I don't know where we're going to put Jennie.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'm being left out of this one.
She can.
I can, be an honorary member of some random district if you would like.
Well, I'm
underwater,
really,
so.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that really interests me with the Hunger Games is what has happened between, the former North America and the rest of the world, that if there is still the rest of the world, how are they letting something like the Hunger Games happen?
Right, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, they never really mention if there's anything else to the world but this area in the book. So that was something I was curious about, too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it definitely seems...
Side of the world.
I mean,
it definitely
seems
very cut off.
Yeah, and all the isolation, everything that surrounds. I mean, the Hunger Games is such an awful thing that having that isolation, not feeling the input from other countries around the world, that I think that definitely adds to the reason why it's such an intriguing read. But I think, I mean, it's very similar to Ronga, as I mentioned before, which I definitely recommend people read if they're a fan of the Hunger Games, because it completely ignores anything else that's happening globally and focuses on Australia in this case. And the destruction that happens, and it is so similar, and the way that makes me think is that probably we're all much more alike than we think.
Right, because it's almost like it's the future, but
go ahead.
Besides the capital, everybody else has sort of gone back in time as far as technology, but like the capital's so advanced, but it seems like all the other districts are almost like pre-modern technology, you know what I mean? So it's like they don't have no way to communicate with the outside world. It's a very strange concept.
Well, I think as far as, that goes, the capital's controlling all the communication, so not letting districts communicate with each other. The only people that have phones are in the victor's village, so, the only thing they see anything outside their own district is whatever's shown on, whatever the capital allows them to see on on their TVs. So, the isolation is capital driven, or, that's the way it seems anyway. The capital's jumped in and said, is controlling the communication. So, if there was anything from the outside, the other people in the other, since the books are told from Katniss's perspective, she wouldn't know. She doesn't have knowledge where the other districts are, let alone if there's anything else going on beyond, Panem, because the capital would control that. So
definitely, yeah. Right. And knowledge at the end of the day is freedom, and that's what they're basically holding away from all the citizens, So I think the second they give them that knowledge of where other things are and what actually exists outside of Panem, I suppose it would just change the entire nature of the capital and the society that Suzanne has written.